千里之行，始于足下。A journey of 1,000 miles begins beneath the feet. We now gather in the Tao to travel the journey together. Welcome to Tao Talks with Derek Lin, where we take a deep dive into the Tao Te Ching by Lao Tzu. As always, I want to extend my welcome to you. Thank you for joining us. I would like to invite you to center your thoughts and direct your attention to this moment in time, to the here and now, to be fully present and mindfully aware as we are ready ourselves for this sacred process in the Tao with one another. So the Tao itself is all about the Great Circle. And when we look at the concept of ahead and behind in the Great Circle, we find that the concept has a lot to say. In every level of existence, the Tao shows up as a Great Circle. This includes the existence of human beings. It includes the rat race we were just talking about. The Great Circle, it must be noted, has no beginning or end. It's a circle. Every point on the Great Circle is both the beginning and the end. It is neither, it is both. There is no ahead or behind in this Great Circle. That is, someone who appears to be just ahead of you can also be seen as being greatly behind, that you have lapped that person. Now, this is not a new concept, it's very old. It pre-existed before the time of Lao Tzu. Zhuangzi, the storytelling sage, came after Lao Tzu by several hundred years, so definitely the concept predated him as well. He learned the concept about the Great Circle as it applied to myriad things. The myriad things are the living things in this world, and it includes all of us. So, commenting on that, Zhuangzi wrote a line that I would like to translate for you. So there's the Chinese, but let me go directly to the translation. Zhuangzi wrote, they, the myriad things, begin and end like a ring. One cannot comprehend their order. This is called the heavenly wheel. So I need to explain exactly what that means. Let me focus on the meaning. This is the Tao methodology or the style of using the same idea that we frequently encounter as well. In modern times, we often hear the question, which came before, the chicken or the egg? That is because we know the chicken comes from the egg comes from the chicken, and so on. That's why both Lao Tzu and Zhuangzi noted this ring-like progression in the cycles governing life. That's why Zhuangzi wrote, they begin and end like a ring, and one cannot comprehend their order. Which came first? This is called the heavenly wheel. Let me explain. When I say wheel, it is tempting to think of a wheel like a carriage. That's actually not what the character is. The character, the very last character that you see there, Jun, it is actually the ancient character for the potter's wheel. The potter's wheel is the horizontal circular spinning wheel. You mount clay pottery on top of it. Then, as the wheel is spinning in circular fashion, you shape it into a container, a pottery object. That is the wheel, the potter's wheel. So the cycles exhibited by life, life begetting life, is like a wheel, and it's shaping living things like the pottery that is being shaped by the hands of the potter. So put that visual in your mind and think of living things, including ourselves, as being like a piece of pottery that is being formed on the spinning pottery wheel. And you get the exact metaphor that Zhuangzi is trying to convey. There again, the great circle, circular motion, the ring, the unbroken ring. So that is how the great circle can manifest. Let's look at it in a slightly different way. The complements. I talked about the complements and comparisons, and I can divide up the circle into pieces, and I can bring in the complements. You can see there that being is opposite to non-being. Difficult is the complement to easy. Long versus short. Music versus voice. That is the visual for what we're talking about today. We can form some conclusions about that. First, everything makes sense in comparison with its complements. We have seen how that is true with the many different comparisons we have already looked at. Next, nothing is absolutely good or bad in itself. Everything is relative. Is it good to have something that's easy? Not necessarily. Is it good or bad to have something that's difficult? Well, people may think, well, difficult is bad. And yet, difficult is a necessary ingredient in life. In that sense, it is good. It is a challenge we can overcome. It's a victory that we can rightfully earn. In that context, it's actually very good. It can be both good or bad. It's just a matter of comparison. And when you look at these comparisons, it's like the two sides of a coin. The existence of one side guarantees the existence of the other. When you're looking at one side of a coin, you know there's a flip side, even if you can't see it at the moment. And lastly, anything can be one or the other, depending on situational context. Something can be hard in comparison with something else, but then easy compared to yet another thing, just like long and short. Our meeting has come to an end, but the journey continues on. Until next time, may the Tao fill you with peace and happiness.